Hello and welcome. This is Jason Pellin, Director of MA Web Centers and also Internet Sales and Marketing Trainer. And I wanted to provide a quick tutorial for those people that have to move their GMTSS live trainings to an online Zoom meeting. I know there's been some questions about how to leverage the Zoom technology within the GMTSS, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing that you want to do is make sure that you go to your unfranchise.com and log in. And if you don't currently have a Zoom subscription, if you go to My Account and you scroll down to My Services, you'll see that there is a link here for Zoom video conferencing. And I will tell you, it is an incredible deal. There has been a reduced cost for unfranchised owners to purchase the enterprise edition of Zoom video conferencing, webinar technology. There's also recurring monthly IBV, and it's an incredible opportunity that we have within our business. So you want to make sure that you get more information about Zoom through your unfranchised business account. Go ahead and set it up. Once you have done that, you want to make sure that you go in and set up your webinar training. So you're going to go to zoom.us and you're going to sign in. So let me go ahead and do that quickly and walk you through the entire process of how we set up an online webinar through our Zoom platform. So I'm going to go ahead and just sign in. It's going to bring me to my dashboard in my account. Now you'll see that there are meetings on the left-hand side and there are webinars and recordings. Now you want to make sure that you're not scheduling a meeting, because a meeting is just a video conference, right? You can share screens and record. But for your GMTSS event, you're probably going to want to have registrations. So with that being said, you're going to go ahead down and click on webinars. And under the webinar tab, you'll see that I've got a couple scheduled here. But what we're going to do is we're going to schedule a webinar, a brand new webinar, and we're going to go through that process. So I've already done this for a NUOT that I'll be conducting on the GMTSS, but I'm going to go ahead and do one for an ISM training that I've got scheduled. So I've got an online ISM, and it's going to be websites, tools, and resources. Okay, so in the description, you can copy and paste that from some documentation that you have. You can type it in. For now, I'll just repeat online internet sales and marketing training focused on websites, tools, and resources. Okay, now when is that date scheduled? I click on the calendar. I know that I've got that scheduled for May 4th. So May 4th at 6:30 p.m. is what I have the event scheduled for in the GMTSS. I've got that scheduled for a 2-hour training. It's Eastern Standard Time. It is not a recurring webinar. I am going to have a required registration link so I know all my attendees. And then what's going to happen is if there is payment for your event, they will be able to register for the event. You'll get an email notification, and then you can reach out to them and take payment a variety of different ways, whether you want to use your iTransact, maybe have your own website with explorema.com, a digital marketing site that we have available. Maybe you're going to use an Eventbrite, maybe you're going to use Venmo, maybe you can use PayPal, whatever payment method you're going to accept, you can do that, cash check, whatever that might be. And then you're going to go ahead and email them a password. So we're going to require a webinar password. It'll have one that is pre-generated, or you can highlight that and type in your own password if you'd like. And you're going to make sure that you set that up. Now for a video, as a host, I'm going to have my video on. I don't have any other panelists that I'm co-training with, so I'm just going to keep that off. In terms of audio, I'm going to offer both computer audio or telephone numbers provided by Zoom that they can dial in for audio. And then there's some other advanced options here. So do I want questions and answer panel? Yes, I absolutely want to have some interactivity with a question and answer panel. I don't need to enable a practice session because I'm very familiar with the software and the platform. So if you'd like to have a practice, you can go ahead and click that. Only authenticated users can join. I'm going to just keep that off for now because I do have the meeting password protected. Do I want to make it on demand and stream it through other services? I do not currently want to do that unless I had a private Facebook group that I wanted to stream this through. And then do I record it automatically? Well, I can record it at any time when the webinar launches, so I'm going to keep that unchecked for now. Now, do you have any alternative hosts? You can just put in their email address, and when you've done, you just click on schedule. It's going ahead and put that information into your webinar dashboard with all of the details. But what I'd like to show you now is that as you scroll down, there are some other settings. So you can save it as a template for future webinars that you'd like to do. But also, if you look at this, the registration URL, you're going to want to copy that because we're going to use that as well as the invitation when we go to the GMTSS. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and I want to update a few things. I do not want to automatically approve members because I want to manually approve them because I want to make sure that I can send them the password to log in. Right? Do you want an email notification when someone registers? Yes, I do. I want an email registration sent to me. Do I want the registration after the event to close? Yes. Do I want to restrict the number of registrants? Maybe you're doing something more interactive where you want to have some more hands-on learning. Well, you might want to maybe limit the seating to 10, 15, 20 participants. You can do that. Allow attendees to join from multiple devices. Do they want to join from their computer and their phone? I think that's fine. And then do you want to show social share buttons on the registration page? I do not, because I don't need this shared. Actually, yes, I'm actually going to do that so they can share it to people in their teams as well. Now, if I want to track it, you can do that, but I don't have any tracking IDs. I don't have to worry about any Google tracking or Facebook sponsored ads that I'm running for this event. So now all of that has been set up. Now what I want to do is I want to go to the email settings. Under email settings, I want email in English. I want that email to be my personal email in this case. However, I could use a corporate email that I've got as well, but this is a personal GMTSS event that I've got. Do I have any panelists that I need to email? I do not. What about a confirmation email to registrants? Yes, I want to make sure that after they register, I want to send them an email automatically. So it's going to have the meeting name, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of text. I'm going to say, be sure to download the ISM websites, tools, and resources handout from unfranchise.com support materials. So there's a handout and ISM checklist. Okay. At the bottom, I'm going to say, I look forward to seeing you. And then my name, Jason Pelland. All right, so that will be the email, and you can actually send yourself a preview. You'll see that at the bottom here. Send me a preview email. I'll actually send it to your email address so you can see what it looks like, right? It's already been sent. No reminder email to attendees and panelists. Yes, I want a reminder email. So I'm going to go ahead and send one an hour before and the day before. You can enter in some other custom information here. And I'm going to go ahead and click save. If you want to do it a week before, you can do that as well. And then the last thing here is, do you want to have a follow-up email to attendees, right? So I will actually go back in here and edit. There is a follow-up email that I like to use for this training that includes some tools, some resources, some links, as well as a link to the support materials checklist of activities from this training. Maybe there's a certificate or something that you want to send them. You can do this in a follow-up. Or what about people that didn't happen to click on the link and didn't join your webinar? You can have a follow-up email sent to people that didn't show up, they're absent from that event. Now, for those that want to do some branding, you can upload a banner or you could do a logo. So if you want to use a TLS logo, the Nutrimetrics logo, the Motives logo, Shop Financial logo, you can do that here under the branding, and you can change any of the color schemes here. So it's pretty neat. You can do a post-webinar survey. So I will tell you that with our Web Center trainings, we have an online survey. So what you can do is when I click on this, enter the survey ID, which is simply http://eval.wct.mawc411.com, and click save. But because this is an ISM training, that's not valid, but I will let you know that we have this available for those that want to have some type of meeting survey after an event, right? So that's a great thing that you can do. Is also polling, right? Maybe you want to have a poll, questions and answers. You can add different things throughout your training, right? So if you want to poll the audience, you can poll the audience, right? That's a neat feature. You also have questions and answers and integration and live streaming. If you wanted to live stream this into a Facebook group, you can do that for anyone, any group that you are an administrator for. So all of this great information is here. What we are going to do is we are going to come back to the invitation tab, and I want to copy the invitation. I'm going to copy that invitation, and then I'll show you what we do when we go to your GMTSS. Now you go back to your unfranchised.com, go to help and training, you're going to go to GMTSS, you're going to go to my calendar. Under your calendar, you're going to be loaded and find your event that you're looking to edit from a live training to an online training. In this case, I'm going to my May 4th, Websites, Tools, and Resources, ISM. I click on the meeting information, and now I need to click on edit. Once I click on edit, it's going to bring me to the original meeting setup. I'm going to keep all of the day and time, but very important, under location, it's no longer happening at my physical location. So in all caps, I'm going to type online. Under the address, I'm going to type Zoom link. I'm going to keep the city, state, and zip code because that's how the GMTSS meeting submission is as of right now. So it's important that we don't try and have some fake postcodes or something like that. It will get an error message. Now, originally this was pushed out to this local area, so it's going to stay there. But I also will push this out on social media into other groups and other areas that will now have access online to my training. Now, this is the location phone number, so I'm actually going to change that phone number to my personal phone number and click continue. From here, I also have a shop local tied to my area, so I'm going to uncheck that box because it's not a physical location. So I'm going to remove that from the event details. Under the speaker, I'm going to keep myself as the speaker. And then as we get to the organizer and guest speaker, you are going to be aware of some incredible information that we can put in here. Now, I have a registration link on my website, right? My DMS website, Explore MA, and that's how I've handled registrations. But in this case, I actually have a better option because of the online training and Zoom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change a couple things in the meeting notes. The first thing that I need to do is we're going to edit the price. Our online trainings for this one used to be a live training was $15. It has been reduced to an online training fee of $5. So I'm going to make sure that people know that. So online ISM training fee has been reduced to only $5. Now, I'm going to highlight that and I'm going to bold it to make sure that they know that that is the case. I do want them to make sure that they have access to their computer. That's a done deal because they are online. But now I'm going to paste the meeting invitation that I have from my Zoom account. So I'm just going to highlight this here. So when May 4th, 2020, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, online ISM, register in advance for this webinar. And the link here is for the registration. So I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to copy it. And then you'll see that there's this little link button. I'm going to click on the link button and I'm now going to paste the link. Now I'm going to keep that the same. So now on the meeting comments will be a hyperlink to register. After registering, you will receive a confirmation email containing information about joining the webinar. Now you will also get a email when someone does register so that then you can accept payment and then provide the password for them to join your webinar. I'm going to go ahead and click continue, and it's going to give me the same final preview of what it's going to look like in the GMTSS. So now my meeting has been changed, and you'll see that the location has been changed to online, Zoom link, my phone number, all the details. Now this is already coded into the system for live trainings, $15, but we know there's been an approved rate change. So online ISM training fee has been reduced to only $5, the meeting details, and then the link. So let's just test it. I'm going to click on that link and see where it directs me. It's going to bring me to a registration page. Now, as someone registers this, when they click register, they will get an email thanking them for registration. You will get an email stating that someone registered for your webinar, and then you'll be able to get that information so you can send them the password after they pay. So you will need to accept payment on your own. There is no way to tie this in unless you go through some of the Zoom tutorials. There might be something related to PayPal, but for now, just accept payment as you would Venmo, PayPal, check, cash, however that might work. And then once they have paid, you can then send them the passcode for their event. So what we're going to do now is just go back, and we have been kicked out of unfranchise. We know that because that is an error submission. So let's just go ahead and try and relaunch this. And quickly, I was just trying to show everyone what the meeting details looks like. Okay. It's going to log me into my unfranchised account. Back to my calendar. I'm going to go back to my GMTSS. I'm going to submit a meeting because it kicked me out as I went to the preview link. You'll see incomplete meetings, my website's tools and resources. I'm going to go to that training. We'll click through all the buttons. All the information has been saved that I've already changed. We're going to click through all the way to get the final preview. I just wanted to show you the registration link where someone is able to register for your Zoom meeting based on the setup, right? So it's still going to go through. I'm actually going to remove that link. I'm going to click continue, and you'll see the final submission. Sorry for the delay on that. And you'll see this is the final submission. Very good. I click submit a meeting, and it's going to go through the same protocols, right? It's going to go through the same protocols of submission. So it's going to go to the local coordinator for approval. It's going to go to the regional director for approval. It's going to go to GMTSS for corporate approval, and then it will be live in the system. So you can see all the details as it will be shown. Online Zoom link. You'll see the additional comments for $5 and also the register in advance for the meeting. So I hope that tutorial was helpful. If you do have any questions, feel free to email me, jasonp@marketamerica.com, and we'll make sure that we help you as you transition to some of your live meetings to the online Zoom webinar meetings. And really, let's use this as an opportunity to have more access to more trainings across the entire field and make sure that we support each other in these efforts as it is a transition for all of us. Have a great day, everyone. Stay healthy.